One thing that we have to be mindful of when creating jobs ads is that every candidate out there is different. They'll have different motivations, different value systems, and more importantly, from a point of view of writing job ads, they prefer to be communicated to in different ways. So for us, this means that if we write our job ads in the right way, we'll be able to strike a connection with our possible target candidates a lot more easily. And conversely, if we write all of our job ads in the exact same way, then we'll risk writing job ads that just don't inspire the candidates we want to apply. And we'll end up with a pipeline full of candidates with the wrong characteristics and attributes and who won't be a good fit for the role or for the company. There are many profiling frameworks that we can use to divide people up, but the one which is probably the most simplistic one and the best one suited to our purpose is to split candidates according to the DISC framework, which breaks people down into 4 broad types, which is dominant, influencing, steady, and calculating. The main benefit of this framework is that it tells us the best way to communicate to people given which personality type they are. So this framework ranks people along 2 axes. Firstly, according to their level of sociability, and secondly, according to their level of dominance. So the first group are those with high levels of sociability and high levels of dominance, and they're influencer type personalities. So influencers are generally extroverted, aren't afraid of displaying emotion, and they're all around people. They prefer informal communication and structures, and they're comfortable being the center of attention, and they're not shy about expressing their opinions. So influencers typically make great salespeople, entrepreneurs, or trainers, and they're great at motivating themselves and motivating others. Next up, we have people with low levels of sociability and high levels of dominance. These are called dominant personalities. They're not quite the inspirational people that influencers are, but they're known to be extremely determined, and they're direct and like to maintain control, so they don't always come across as being warm or caring. So dominant personalities typically make great managers, politicians, engineers, and strategic planners. They're great at getting the job done. Next, we have those with low levels of dominance and sociability. These people are called calculating personalities and are generally quite introverted and emotionally restrained. They spend a lot of time analysing problems and situations and can take a long time to make a decision, and they can sometimes appear distant and hard to get to know. Calculating types typically find themselves in such careers as accountancy, research, or computer programming. The last group we have are those who are high on sociability and low on dominance. They're called steady type personalities. They're cooperative and empathetic and great listeners. They're very patient and value personal relationships very highly. Steadies most find themselves in the caring professions like nursing, counselling, or primary school teaching. So now that we're familiar with the different communication styles in this framework, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to have a look at how we can tailor our job ads to attract the specific type of candidates we want. And though I've listed the typical jobs that each of these 4 types can easily find themselves in, the reality is that you can find influencers, dominance, calculating types, and steadies in pretty much any line of work. So knowing how to identify and attract these personalities means that you can attract candidates who not only match the skills and experience that your candidate needs, but they also have the inherent personality traits that your candidate needs also.